Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 6 o'clock and has the night off. An Indianapolis man received a 12-year prison sentence today for a road rage shooting near the McDonald's at 21st and Shadeland. Our Rich Nye had his camera in the courtroom for that shooter's apology and his mother's emotional goodbye.
Terrence Seagraves already knew the punishment he would receive. He was charged with attempted murder, but took a plea agreement for aggravated battery and 12 years in prison.
Like they say, wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. But I do set accountability for my actions.
In September 2024, the 3 people in this Ford Taurus had just left the McDonald's drive-thru near 21st and Shadeland. They realized their order was wrong and turned around at this nearby intersection. Seagraves and his driver in a black Ford Escape didn't care for that and yelled at them. The Taurus stopped, backed up, and an argument escalated. Seagraves fired shots, hitting the driver of the Taurus. The Escape then followed the Taurus to McDonald's, and Seagraves fired more shots.
All I just want to say is that I'm sorry to the victims and I'm sorry to my family. And I'm sorry to the justice system that we had to meet on this day. I just want to get through this so I can get back home to my parents and my kids especially.
Seagraves' mother watched the sentencing, then said goodbye.
I love you, Terrence.
All right, I love you too, Mom.
Okay, baby.
With credit for time served, Seagraves still has about 7.5 years left on his sentence. A long separation for an aging mother from her son.
Seagraves' stepfather, Keith Hill, was the driver of the SUV. Hill has pled guilty to battery with a deadly weapon. Under the terms of his plea agreement, he will receive up to 2 years in prison when he is sentenced April 24th. At the Marion County Community Justice Campus, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Prosecution told the judge that the victim of that shooting chose not to speak at that sentencing. Tonight at 6, AES is now announcing it is postponing all of the community open houses that were planned for next week because of threats made on social media. IMPD tonight is investigating those threats. The company released a statement today saying the safety of our customers, community partners, and team members remains our top priority. That decision was made out of an abundance of caution, and it was not made lightly. The community open houses are typically used to provide in-person support. 13 News has been hearing from customers complaining for weeks about sky-high utility bills, so we sat down with AES to address those concerns. You can find that story over on WTHR.com.
They did this in broad daylight, and it's unbelievable.
Squatters breaking into a vacant apartment building on the south side of Indianapolis, and it is all caught on camera. Tonight, the man whose cameras captured it says it is the latest problem at the Laurelwood Apartments. Our Ashton Hackman shows us what happened and why police are no stranger to that property.
A brazen break-in in the middle of the day. 2 people set their sights on this vacant unit, checking windows and the door handle. When that doesn't work, they try something else, pulling their SUV up to the building before climbing the roof to reach a second-floor window.
I was flabbergasted. I was shocked. That was the boldest thing I ever seen in my life.
Johnny Daniels' camera captured it all. He's lived here for more than a decade. This is the unfortunate reality for people that live here at Laurelwood Apartments. You can see this playground. It's not in use, graffiti covering much of it. And many of the units here at this apartment complex are boarded up and vacant.
This one is empty right here. That one on the end is empty.
Empty units becoming easy targets for squatters and other criminal activity.
They come in late at night, they go into the apartments.
And Daniel says the problems here are nothing new. This is the aftermath of a fire in January, a vacant unit set ablaze by squatters. Weeks later, a man was shot and killed inside the complex. Last January, the body of 14-year-old Deandra Clay Staples was found shot in the snow. And 5 teens were shot on the basketball court here in July 2024. Sirens replacing the bird chirps.
That is a recurring sound. That's something that it's like putting me to sleep at night. I'm used to hearing that all night long.
Daniels says new owners have promised improvements, but so far, he says, he hasn't seen them.
It's a lot of stuff they say that they're going to do and implement and change, and I have yet to see that. It used to be a community, like I said, where they had young people come around here. All that is gone.
Gone, but not without hope for the future. On Indy's South Side, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Laurelwood is run by the Indianapolis Housing Agency with federal oversight from HUD. We reached out to both of those agencies today about the issues and are still waiting to hear back. Well, Angela, this was a fabulous Friday. The temperatures were just magnificent.
Yes, almost 80 degrees in Indianapolis, Scott. We had a record high of 79. That breaks 75, set back in 1973. We turn our attention to rain and storms early tomorrow. And remember, this weekend, daylight saving time begins, so we spring forward. Those clocks go ahead 1 hour late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Nice mix of sun and clouds. We are at the Golf Club of Indianapolis, where temperatures are in the 70s, 75 in the capital city. We have 76 at Eagle Creek, 75 Mount Comfort, and 74 degrees in Avon. We are keeping an eye on radar. There are some storms, and it looks like National Weather Service has just issued a severe thunderstorm watch for the far northwestern sections of Indiana. So I'll have more on that for you in a few minutes. There are a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings within this line, and there have been some tornado warnings across the southern sections of lower Michigan. In fact, confirmed tornadoes. Tornado watches out to our west. It is a powerful early spring storm system that will bring rain and storms to central Indiana. We're expecting most of that to happen the early half of tomorrow.
All right, Angela, thanks. Tonight at 6, the Marion County Election Board is asking state investigators to look into potential violations by Indiana Secretary of State Diego Morales. The board is accusing Morales of using state resources to shoot a video that he used to campaign for re-election. The board also voted unanimously to keep Morales from visiting any non-public areas of the Marion County Election Service Center during the 2026 election cycle. So I want to show you the video. It shows Morales on an official visit to election facilities here in Indianapolis back in 2024. The board says this is a violation of state code, which forbids the use of state funds, property, personnel, facilities, or equipment for non-state business. So the campaign for Diego Morales says it sent a letter to the Marion County Election Board saying staffers followed standard protocol while filming their boss on an official visit. A deadly crash in Clinton County injured a Frankfort Police Department chief deputy and killed another driver early this morning. Alex Almanza talked with the chief and neighbors who tell him that this stretch of road is a serious concern.
Frankfort Deputy Chief Cesar Munoz is here in Indianapolis recovering from his injuries in a deadly crash in Clinton County. State police say it happened just before 5 Friday morning on State Road 39 south of County Road 650. Investigators say a southbound sedan tried to pass another car while driving in heavy fog, crossing into the opposite lane and colliding with Munoz's SUV. The deputy was heading to work. The other driver was killed. Munoz suffered multiple fractures, but police say they're non-life-threatening.
He knows that life can end in a split second, and he's shared that message with us, and we want to share that with everybody else.
Neighbors who live along this stretch of road say crashes here are becoming far too common.
I just don't want anybody else to get hurt, and it could be you.
They say they've been asking INDOT for changes, including lowering speed limits and a no passing zone. Alex Almanza, 13 News.
Severe thunderstorm watch just issued for the northwestern part of Indiana. Does include a couple of our counties until 11 o'clock.
This is Read Across America Week. Still ahead, we want to show you the partnership encouraging students to pick up a book. It is Inspiring Indiana. But first on this Friday, that iconic green building in Westfield has a new home tonight. I'll tell you where you can find that historic landmark following today's move.